In the heart of the Guyanese jungle, hidden beneath the canopy and the illusion of utopia, a nightmare was unfolding. On November 18th, 1978, the world would awaken to a scene so horrifying, so unthinkable, it would be forever etched in history. Over 900 people, men, women, and hundreds of children, were found dead. Not by plague, not by war, but by the will of one man. Jim Jones started as a charismatic preacher. He preached equality, inclusion, and justice at a time when America was tearing itself apart. The People's Temple promised a better world, a community without racism, without poverty, without hate. But behind the sermons and smiles was a hunger for control. And Jones wanted more than faith. He wanted absolute obedience. As the temple gained national attention, so did its secrets. Reports of abuse, financial fraud, and coercion began to surface. Defectors spoke out. Journalists started digging, and the US government began asking questions. Faced with investigations, lawsuits, and the growing fear of losing his grip, Jones made a drastic decision: escape. He moved his flock to the remote jungles of Guyana, a place where American laws couldn't reach him, and where he could rebuild his kingdom far from prying eyes. To his followers, it was a chance to start fresh. To Jones, it was a fortress, a place where he could rule without question. Every moment in Jonestown was monitored. Armed guards stood at the edges of the camp. Jones's voice echoed from speakers 24 hours a day, his tone slipping from soothing to sinister. He staged fake attacks to keep people terrified of the outside world. Food was scarce. Punishments were public. Loyalty meant survival. Back in the US, concerned families demanded answers. When reports of abuse and fear began leaking out, Congressman Leo Ryan traveled to Jonestown to investigate. What he found was a community on the edge, some begging to leave, others too terrified to speak. On November 18th, as Ryan prepared to leave with defectors, Jones made his move. Gunmen opened fire at the airstrip. Congressman Ryan, 3 journalists, and a defector were murdered in cold blood. The line between belief and madness was gone. Hours later, Jones gathered his people. He called it a revolutionary act. He told them they would not be captured, that they would die together as one. The children were the first, given syringes of poison by those they trusted. The adults followed. Some went willingly, others were forced at gunpoint. In the end, over 900 people died. A sea of bodies blanketed the jungle floor. Mothers clutched the children they were forced to poison. Families died side by side. Jonestown wasn't just a tragedy, it was a warning about the power of unchecked faith, about leaders who demand everything, and about the terrible cost of surrendering your will. If you found this story interesting, please like and subscribe for more explorations into the darkest corners of history. And for making it to the end, a bonus clip has been included. Thank you for your support.
About George Jackson, that when they isolate him, that only way
Don't you dirty the name of George Jackson. Yeah. Don't you dirty the name of George Jackson. If George Jackson had had this movement, he'd be alive. Don't you dirty his name. You're not worthy of his goddamn name. Don't you speak his name, you prick. Don't you mention it, because this organization would have saved George Jackson. It's pricks like you that sold him down the river that caused him to be dead. You're not a George Jackson, you're a punk.